Hello there. I'm so glad you've joined me today, right here in my kitchen. Whether you're a seasoned baker or just starting out, you're in the perfect place to learn something new and delicious. Welcome to my kitchen laboratory, where every recipe is an experiment and every result is a discovery. Here we blend the art of baking with the precision of science, and today we're about to embark on a truly tasty adventure. Today, we're tackling a dessert that's both revered and feared, the cheesecake. It's a classic that's graced countless tables, celebrated at birthdays, holidays, and special occasions. But for many, it's also a source of anxiety in the kitchen. Many people believe that only professional chefs can make a perfect, crack-free cheesecake. Maybe you've tried before and ended up with a sunken middle or a cracked top. But let me tell you, that's a myth, and today, we're going to bust it together. The secret to cheesecake perfection isn't magic, it's science. With the right techniques and a little understanding of what's happening in your oven, anyone can achieve bakery-quality results at home. We'll break down the chemistry, physics, and even a bit of biology behind cheesecake success. From the way protein's set in the oven, to how water baths prevent cracks, you'll learn the why behind every step. Don't worry, I'll guide you step by step. We'll go through each stage together so you'll never feel lost or overwhelmed. Think of me as your baking lab partner. We'll treat this recipe as a scientific experiment, not just a set of instructions. We'll observe, measure, and adjust, just like real scientists do. And if something goes wrong, we'll learn from it and try again. By the end, you'll not only know how to make a cheesecake, you'll understand why your cheesecake is delicious. You'll have the confidence to troubleshoot, experiment, and even teach others. So, apron on, workspace clear, let's get ready for a culinary experiment. Gather your curiosity and your appetite because we're about to make something truly special. Our goal? A classic New York-style cheesecake, rich, dense, tangy, and absolutely perfect. The kind of dessert that makes you close your eyes with the first bite. No shortcuts, no no-bake tricks, just fundamentals. We'll use real ingredients and proven techniques so you can master the basics before you start to experiment. Once you've mastered the classic, you'll have the foundation to innovate. Try new flavors, toppings, and textures. The possibilities are endless and your creativity is the only limit. Ready to become a cheesecake master? Let's start with the tools and ingredients you'll need. Scene transition. Success starts with the right tools and ingredients. Before you even preheat your oven, take a moment to gather everything you'll need. Baking a cheesecake is as much about preparation as it is about technique, and having your workspace organized will make the process smoother and more enjoyable. Think of this as setting the stage for a delicious performance. You'll need a 9-inch springform pan. This is non-negotiable for easy release and that classic cheesecake shape. The removable sides make it simple to unmold your cake without damaging those beautiful edges, so don't try to substitute with a regular cake pan. A large roasting pan is also essential, as it will hold the water bath that gently bakes your cheesecake. This step helps prevent cracks and ensures a creamy, even texture throughout. Next, a stand mixer with a paddle attachment is your best friend for blending the filling until it's perfectly smooth. If you don't have a stand mixer, a hand mixer will work, but be prepared to mix a bit longer. You'll also want a few mixing bowls for combining your ingredients. Don't forget your measuring cups and spoons for accuracy, a sturdy spatula for scraping every last bit of batter, and heavy-duty foil to wrap the pan and keep water out during baking. These small details make a big difference. For the crust, you'll need 1.5 cups of graham cracker crumbs. You can crush whole graham crackers yourself for a rustic touch, or use pre-made crumbs for convenience. Either way, this forms the base of your cheesecake. Add 6 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, which binds the crumbs together and adds rich flavor. And don't forget a few tablespoons of sugar to sweeten the crust just enough. For the filling, gather your dairy and eggs. You'll need 32 ounces of full-fat block cream cheese. Avoid whipped or low-fat versions for the best texture. Measure out 1.5 cups of sugar and have 4 large eggs at room temperature ready to go. You'll also need 1 cup of full-fat sour cream, also at room temperature, and a tablespoon of pure vanilla extract for that classic flavor. Finally, a pinch of salt brings out all the flavors and balances the sweetness. It's crucial that all your ingredients are at room temperature. This ensures they blend smoothly, preventing lumps and creating a silky, even batter. Cold ingredients can ruin the texture, so let them sit out for at least an hour before you begin. Measure everything before you start. Chefs call this mise en place, which means everything in its place. It's a simple step that saves time and stress, letting you focus on the fun part, baking. Preparation is the first step to cheesecake mastery. When your tools and ingredients are ready and organized, you'll feel confident and ready to tackle each step with ease. With everything in place, you're set up for success. Now, let's build the perfect crust and start your journey to cheesecake perfection. Scene transition. Every cheesecake needs a solid foundation, the crust. It's more than just a base, it's the first bite, the first impression, and the structure that holds everything together. A perfect crust is crisp, flavorful, and sturdy enough to support the creamy filling without getting soggy or falling apart. Let's break down the science behind achieving that ideal texture and taste. Start by pulsing about 10 graham cracker sheets in a food processor. This step is crucial for creating fine, even crumbs, which ensure the crust binds together smoothly. If you don't have a food processor, you can place the crackers in a zip-top bag and crush them with a rolling pin, but the food processor gives you the most consistent texture. Pour the crumbs into a bowl and mix in 1.5 cups of crumbs with a tablespoon or 2 of sugar, depending on your sweetness preference, and a pinch of salt. The sugar not only sweetens the crust but also helps it caramelize slightly during baking, while the salt enhances all the flavors. Next, add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. The butter acts as the glue, binding the crumbs together and giving the crust its rich, toasty flavor. Toss the mixture until every crumb is coated and it resembles wet sand. When you squeeze a handful, it should hold its shape without crumbling apart. If the mixture feels too dry and falls apart, add a bit more melted butter. If it's too wet and greasy, sprinkle in a few extra crumbs. Achieving the right balance is key for a crust that's neither too hard nor too crumbly. Pour the mixture into your springform pan and press it down firmly. Use the bottom of a measuring cup or a glass to pack the crumbs evenly across the base. This ensures the crust bakes up with a uniform thickness and won't crack or break when you slice the cheesecake. For a classic look and extra support, press the crumbs about an inch up the sides of the pan. This creates a container effect, helping to hold in the filling and giving each slice a beautiful, defined edge. Take a moment to inspect your work. Uniformity is key. Make sure there are no thin spots or gaps, as these can lead to leaks or uneven baking. A well-packed, even crust is the secret to a professional-looking cheesecake. Pre-bake the crust at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. This step sets the crust, toasts the crumbs, and helps prevent sogginess once the filling is added. The aroma of toasting graham crackers is a sign you're on the right track. Once baked, let the crust cool completely on a wire rack. This is essential. Never pour your filling into a hot crust, or you risk melting the butter and ruining the structure you've worked so hard to build. The result? A crisp, sturdy crust that holds its shape, supports the creamy filling, and adds a delicious crunch to every bite. It's the unsung hero of every great cheesecake. With your crust perfected, you're ready for the next step. Now let's engineer the perfect filling. Scene transition. The filling is where precision matters most. Start with 4 blocks of room temperature cream cheese in your mixer with the paddle attachment. Mix on low until completely smooth, no lumps allowed. Scrape down the bowl and paddle thoroughly. Gradually add 1.5 cups sugar, mixing until dissolved and smooth. Add 4 room temperature eggs one at a time, mixing on low and scraping down after each. Avoid overmixing. Air is the enemy of a smooth cheesecake. Add 1 cup sour cream, 1 tablespoon vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Mix just until combined. The batter should be thick, smooth, and uniform. Pour the filling into your cooled crust. Next, it's time for the water bath and the slow bake. Scene transition. To prevent cracks, we bake cheesecake gently in a water bath. Wrap your springform pan in 2 layers of heavy-duty foil to keep water out. Pour the filling into the crust, smoothing the top. Place the pan in a roasting pan and add hot water until it reaches halfway up the sides. Bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, 165 degrees Celsius, for 75-90 minutes. The edges should be set, but the center should jiggle slightly when nudged. Don't overbake, residual heat will finish the job. Trust the jiggle for a creamy, crack-free result. Now patience becomes your most important ingredient. Scene transition. The cheesecake is baked, but don't rush. Cooling is critical. Turn off the oven, crack the door, and let the cheesecake cool inside for 1 hour. This gradual cooling prevents cracks. Remove from the oven and run a thin knife around the edge to loosen it. Cool on a wire rack until the pan is no longer warm. Cover loosely and refrigerate for at least 6 hours, preferably overnight. This sets the texture and melds the flavors. Patience here means a perfect, creamy cheesecake. Now let's troubleshoot common issues before serving. Scene transition. Even with care, things can go wrong. Here's how to avoid the most common cheesecake problems. Cracks, usually from overmixing, overbaking, or cooling too quickly. Mix on low, bake until just jiggly, and cool slowly. Lumpy filling? That's cold ingredients. Always use room temperature cream cheese, eggs, and sour cream. Soggy crust? Water leaked in. Double wrap your pan in foil and check for holes. Weeping or wet surface. Overbaking or covering while warm. Bake just until set and cool completely before refrigerating. Follow these steps and you'll have a flawless cheesecake every time. Now let's serve and celebrate your success. Scene transition. The moment of truth. Release the cheesecake from the pan. Unclasp the spring form, and if you ran a knife around the edge, it should come away cleanly. For perfect slices, use a hot, clean knife for each cut. Classic New York cheesecake shines on its own, but fresh berries or a simple fruit sauce make great toppings. Avoid heavy canned fillings. Let your cheesecake be the star. You've mastered the science and art of cheesecake. Savor your creation, share it, and enjoy every bite. If you found this guide helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more culinary science. Until next time, stay curious and keep cooking. End.